Welcome to another video. Hey guys, how are you? In today's video, I want to look a little bit into problem solving and fixing and this whole idea of I need to show my worth and I need to show that I'm really, really good in urgent situations and I'm fixing everything. I want to talk a little bit about this scenario, and it has a lot to do with how we grew up and what it actually meant to receive some kind of attention from our parents or from our caretakers. And I want to look into this, and I'm really excited for this one actually. Let's see what comes out here. My name is Patricia. I'm a life coach, and if you're new on this channel, then hit that subscribe button. Also make sure to give it a thumbs up. So life coaching in itself is about looking at the blind spots and seeing where is your full potential. Because if we are not aware on what is actually hindering us, why are we at the place we are, we cannot really grow. So ultimately, life coaching brings you closer to who you are so that you actually can live the life you really want to and that makes you really happy, right? Have you been in situations where you had to be the problem solver? You had to fix everything. And there was maybe such a mess. You maybe, it's especially viewable in our career where we are coming into a new team and the team is all messed up. Like no files are really at the right place, right? Everything seems to be kind of like lost and not structured and all over the place. That's at least how I usually met my workplace. Nothing was clear. Everything was kind of like, okay. And so I used to think that being a problem solver is a really good thing to be. I didn't realize that receiving attention like this was actually a trigger for me because it came from the early days when we grew up. And so it's really also well known in our society, right? I mean, we get a lot of this from our society if we are problem solving and we fix everything and we are in this go-getter energy and like that kind of attitude, that we can do everything attitude. And it's really looked at as a great attribute, right? But actually people do it not to be good in the job. People usually do it for really other reasons. And so we have to look into this because it makes people kind of crazy. It makes people crazy because you're actually not really someone who is here to fix everyone and everything and all the systems. And so we tend to get into this fixing mood while we don't even realize what it actually does internally for us, right? We are searching for validation. And as soon as we are receiving that, we feel more self-worth. And because we are kind of showing off, right? We really get this ego push kind of thing. You can really see this as well from, people who have a really thrilled job, which is really, really, you have to perform a certain way because it's maybe life or death kind of situation. But sometimes those life or death situations, they are not really about life or death situations. They are actually just in our mind like that. So we have to be quite aware on what we are actually creating, right? when we are getting into this fixing mode and we are trying to find validation through all of this, and we are trying to receive some kind of attention, that's not love at all, right? That's not coming from an unconditional place. That is just coming, thanks God I didn't have to do it. Thanks God you did it, right? And so sometimes I really have to laugh when I see that, because I used to play that game too, and I used to think that I'm doing a good job right now and I'm actually helping someone, and then realizing later on it wasn't really helping me to help anyone. It was just me receiving validation, you know. I wanted to receive validation, and so you have to ask yourself very, very clearly on what this special attribute of problem fixing and kind of rushing in and I can do everything mentality, what it actually does internally for you, right? What does it give you if you are in an environment, in a dynamic environment that is going all around the place, right? If you are in an environment like this, what is it doing to you or for you, maybe, right? Because it actually serves a purpose. So when I was in my job, I was really looking out for that validation, to receive this, well done, you know. I felt worthy, right? And I needed that at that time. I needed to hear that what I'm doing is good and what I'm doing is helpful, and problem solving was like the best ever, because you were always really helpful, right? You were helpful for others, but you were seeking it maybe for the wrong thing, right? You were in this whole thing, and you almost do everything you can to somehow be enough, right? And that's when it gets quite tricky, because you're never enough, right? You're never enough. You always feel that you are not enough. How much problems you have solved doesn't even matter, because you will never have enough, because you're seeking validation from the outside world, and that will never work. It never does. See, that's why I had to change my career so drastically, because I realized that I need to find something that actually works with who I am. And so I started to really look into what can I do that supports me and supports someone else without seeking validation, without seeking the approval from someone else that I'm doing good, that I am enough. I needed to learn what it means to feel good enough for myself, not to receive that kind of validation I was looking for. Right? So I'm really curious to hear. There is a lot of add-ons, but right now I think this is it for today. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, for showing up as usual. I'm really appreciating you, that you show up for yourself and that you're trying your best. So if you don't know, you are trying your really, really best, you know? And sometimes we look back in earlier days and we start to realize, oh, if I would have known this and this, I would have done better. But see, that's the thing. You didn't know any better, and that's why it was good enough. That's why you did really good for what you had, for the knowledge you had, and so that's okay. It's okay that you stand where you stand right now. With this said, thanks so much, and I'm saying bye.